Welcome, everybody, to episode 14 of Smack Talk here at SmarkOutMoment.com. I am your host, as always, Tony Mango. With me today, two of the usual suspects, the Dace Man and Braden Mayhew. Michael Burhan is not with us this week because he's probably sleeping again. But the noise in the background, if you're hearing it, little windy city stuff. Dace is in Chicago, so blame Chicago. Don't blame me.
The new Second City Savior, thank you very much.
So we've got a hectic schedule today because I'm a busy motherfucker, and if this is kind of a crazy episode, that is something you can blame me on. But we're not going to have an Ask Him this week because Burhan usually takes that into control, and he's not here, and I kind of don't want to get another one wrong. So we're going to skip that. We're going to go right into the hot tags. And the first of these is that Wade Barrett has a new theme song called "Just Don't Care Anymore" by American Fangs. My position on the whole thing, I hate it. I don't think it fits him at all. It sounds like a babyface theme for somebody like a Justin Gabriel or Trent Beretta or somebody like that. And I kind of don't get why they introduced it at the Royal Rumble, because they didn't announce it ahead of time. So when Wade Barrett comes out at the Royal Rumble, everybody's first reaction is, who the fuck is this? And that's not the kind of reaction you want at the Royal Rumble. So Barrett, I liked all of the core themes. I liked the Nexus theme. Hate this new one. Don't understand why he likes it. Doesn't fit the character and all that kind of stuff. Dace?
You were exact. You nailed it on the head when it came to when he came out. I was there in St. Louis, and as soon as his music hit, Kelly, my friend who knows nothing about wrestling that was with me, goes, "Well, who was that?" And I have no idea. I can't see who it is. I didn't notice it was Barrett until he was actually in the ring. I don't like it. I like the core theme. And he should stop being so Walish. He's not from Wales, is he?
Braden?
Oh, yeah, it sounds like a really cheap imitation of like punk music or something. And as you alluded to, it sounds like something fit more for a babyface, but even then I think it's like low grade babyface music. It sounded awful. I don't like it. In fact, I could probably say I hate it. End of Days was so much better, and that fit Barrett way better than this theme does. I don't know why the change happened. It sucks. Change it immediately before it gets any worse.
And the second hot tag, Hulk Hogan has back problems, and he was talking about the treatment that he uses, and he says, quote, and I apologize for quoting this, but what the hell? He says, "I've got like a garage door controller with all these buttons on how intense I want to make it." By that meaning this little switch he has, an electrical stimulation thing. "My nipples stand on end if I want to, and my wiener stands straight. It's much better than Viagra." I don't need 30 seconds here. I can sit there and talk about Python jokes and what you gonna do, brother, and just all the Hulk Hogan things, but to me, I'm just gonna sum this up and just Days.
And I quote, "Retire and stay away from microphones. I'm tired of your bald, mustached face. Get away from me."
Braden?
I have no comment on Hulk Hogan shenanigans. Let him continue talking about his hard-ons and stuff. I don't really care. It's Hulk Hogan.
Number 3 hot tag. There is apparently no interest in bringing back Bobby Lashley because of how poorly he handled his exit. I'm actually kind of a fan of this. I didn't really like Bobby Lashley when he was in WWE. I thought he was getting the big guy push, and that was it, because he's horrible on the mic. The whole bastard thing and all that, I didn't think he had any kind of personality. He was just sort of... he was the Ahmed Johnson replacement before we had Ezekiel Jackson, and Zeke's better on the mic and has more personality than Lashley does. So I don't want Lashley back. I hope he doesn't come back unless he changes up, and I'm fine with him staying away. Dace?
Who needs Black Lesnar when the possibility of getting the real Lesnar is an option? So he can go down to the Caribbean and wrestle a stingray.
What?
I don't know. I'm on fire. That's what I'm talking about. Go die like the crocodile hunter.
Braden?
I was a fan of Lashley in his original run with the WWE. I thought, based on him and Zeke's ring work, I thought he's better in the ring than Zeke in terms of putting on matches, but he's a little too irrelevant now to come back. Like, it wouldn't really do much for the company. I mean, he wasn't really that big of a name when he left. it means nothing to them if if they're not interested in bringing him back. Then it looks like he's not coming back. No big loss there, to be completely honest.
And the final hot tag, there's no more bragging rights again, and all this kind of switch up between Money in the Bank and TLC and Fatal 4-Way and all that. Vince is apparently driving people nuts because he's acting crazy and changing his mind, and I fucking agree. My point of view of this whole thing, I've said it before and I'll say it again, bragging rights was one of my favorites of the new pay-per-views, and I think it's perfect for the WWE mold. I don't want them to get rid of it, especially if they're replacing it with something as stupid as Fatal 4-Way ended up happening. I liked Money in the Bank. That was one of my favorites. Now they're replacing that. So Money in the Bank gone, bragging rights gone, and we still have TLC and we have Fatal 4-Way and probably something else stupid like that. I don't want to see it. I hope that Vince goes crazy again and changes his mind. Dace?
I was a big fan of the names they used to use back, I guess, in the early 2000s, like Armageddon and Vengeance and all that. But to be honest with you, I never was a fan of bragging rights. I just figured they could do all those type of matches in Survivor Series, since most of those Survivor Series matches never make any sense anyhow. And I'm just really interested actually in this whole topic because it's going to be in New Jersey, and there's a possibility I would be going to this. So I'm curious of what the concept's going to be.
Braden?
Yeah, I liked the original bragging rights in 2000. I believe the first year they did it was 2009. I thought that was a great show. I wasn't a big fan of the 2010 show. I thought that could have been better, although it did have Bryan and Ziggler on the card. It'd definitely be better than a Fatal 4-Way being on the list, or like a Capital Punishment or something like that. They seem to be still undecided for June or what they're going to put in that time slot. It's so confusing. It's hard to try and figure out what they're going to do. We're just going to have to wait and see.
All right, so those are the hot tags for the week. And before we end this first part, we're going to talk really quickly about the WWE YouTube channel and everything that they've got going on, since we're a YouTube channel and everything like that. So WWE has their network isn't really going to go anywhere anytime soon. It's probably going to be the fall at the earliest is when they're going to get it up. But for the time being, they decided that they were going to have a YouTube channel, the WWEFanNation, and do some shows on that. Right now, they've only got, I think, 4 shows up. One of them was the Usos cooking a traditional Samoan dish, which was pretty stupid, in my opinion. One of them was asking WWE superstars their questions, like their favorite movie and which town has the best food. Kind of interesting. I'm not going to watch it every week. Maybe one of those times when I'm really, really bored and I have a lot of time on my hands, I'll watch a whole playlist of them or something like that. One of the other ones was, if I remember correctly, Santino Foreign Exchange, where he kind of just like flirts with one of the Bella twins and bullshits backstage. I'm up with watching Santino, but again, not very interesting to the point where I can religiously view it on YouTube. The other thing is apparently Zack Ryder stuff, but I haven't had a chance to check that out. You guys watch that?
I watched Riders today, and I'm hoping it gets better film quality and stuff, and they still let him do his normal shtick. But today's first episode on the Fan Nation site was just a recap of his other 51 episodes. Now, at the end of it, he said he was planning something for the year anniversary, which I'm hoping is huge. But so far, I'm not liking it, considering they did a cop-out for the first ever episode on the WWE channel.
Did you check that out, Braden?
I heard about it and I seen the previews for it, but I didn't take the time to check out any of the videos they were doing. So that's not really a good start. They definitely wouldn't be something I follow every week. Maybe the Zack Ryder stuff, but after what Dace had alluded to, that it wasn't really that good of a first episode, kind of makes you weary on following it again after that. But it just seems like just really weird, random, well, let's try and add a little bit more reality to our YouTube page sort of thing.
Yeah, and if it's hard to get people like us involved in watching it, they're not going to cross over into the mainstream. I mean, even people like Philip DeFranco and stuff are kind of more well-known on YouTube than WWE having a YouTube channel. So yeah. When you've got Smosh and what's the name of that girl that Las Vegas Barbie and the girl that has the rack and reads words. I can't remember her name either. Hot for Words. That's the best way I can put it. I don't know. it's not even degrading either way because she knows exactly what she's doing. But
Yeah, meaning like if they can't, compete with YouTube's content, how are they going to compete with everything else in the media and trying to cross over and be this big multimedia company that they always, have tried to be?
right.
It's pretty much what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, they have a built-in fan base, and the three of us are a part of that built-in fan base, and we're even considering not watching it. So that's kind of not the best sign.
I gave a chance to all of them, except for the Usos one. That looked just dumb as shit. I looked at the Ziggler one. It could be much better if they don't restrain him. Some of the jokes he was cracking, he clearly, you could see on his face that he had better ones that were not PG friendly. Since he does
I forgot about that channel. I mean, not that channel, that show. I did watch that one too. It's kind of like a Tosh.0 a little bit.
Exactly, and it feels like he's restrained, and you can't really do that type of show when Daniel Tosh has no restraints.
Right.
You're just going to get buried. The Santino one was too childish, so.
Yeah, because you can't keep up with the competition because your material isn't as good as theirs because you're holding yourself back.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, WWE.
It does.
PG. Whatever happened to the Attitude Era of let's beat the shit out of the ratings? I don't understand it, but speaking of the whole YouTube thing, our very own Braden Mayhew just got YouTube partnership, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
For those interested, it's what we've been plugging for the past couple of weeks, youtube.com/spoodbeast, and it's in the information below if you want to check that out. And so that kind of covers it for the YouTube thing, but real quick, since we're talking about the WWE Network, little heads up for everybody. The Legends House show is possibly going to air on SyFy because they don't have the time to get the WWE Network up and running and put that on that. And apparently they don't want to just wait. I don't know why. But
they might die.
Maybe. I don't know. They haven't said who's actually on the show yet. I mean, they keep saying Iron Sheik and Slaughter and Rhodes and Piper and Okerlund.
Definitely Okerlund, because every time, they show promos for the show, he's always kind of like the guy behind the door.
Yeah.
So I knew him for sure.
And I would assume the rest because they're not really up to anything. But, I mean, it all kind of depends on, like Iron Sheik being in there. That's kind of a hazard.
Yes.
Yeah, because you got to make sure he's not
stuff.
Intoxicated every day or something.
Right. But so I'm interested. I'm actually going to check that out. I hate reality shows except for Big Brother, and I particularly hated the things like the VH1 reality shows, like the what the hell is it called?
Love and stuff.
Yeah,
and New York and David Otunga's Start. What? I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, but what's weird about this is if they air it earlier and don't want to wait for the network, they're just already eliminating something they were promoting for the network for the last month or so.
Yeah, there's no questionable factor of let's check out that new show with the WWE Network. People are going to know if it sucks or not.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like if they bring Tough Enough onto there. We've had several seasons of Tough Enough, so now if WWE Network does that, nobody's going to be like, let's check out this Tough Enough show. We've already seen it before. Now Legends House is going to be another one of those. So I don't know. This just seems like bad.
Just bad
karma for the
decision.
WWE Network, and I don't know. But so youtube.com/WWEFanNation is going to be your little fix for network replacement for the next couple months. And every once in a while, if we get a chance, we're going to check that stuff out and give you guys a little heads up on what's going on. But part 2 of this, we are going to talk about something that is a huge pain in the ass, and I kind of mean that literally, with Natalia farting all the time.
Oh boy.
Yeah, fantastic. So check out part 2 coming up right after this on a playlist, and if not, go ahead and click it yourself somewhere on the page. I don't know where it'll be. So check out part 2.